I'm John Bishop, and you're watching the Redmen TV.
Right, okay, then that's the last word we're going to have on Aston Villa. But if you're joining us on YouTube, welcome. It's the Uncensored match build-up we're going to go into now. Liverpool playing Man United on Sunday. Chris, this is the first big test of the season, and that is pretty much one of the most obvious, ridiculously stupid statements I'm going to make all year. But it's right, isn't it? It was important that we got off to a good start. But this is it. This is what the Premier League's all about for us. Games like this.
It is, yeah, and it's going to be a great atmosphere on Sunday because of what we're talking about and the momentum that we've got so far. And like Sean and Mark have said, I didn't think we'd have 6 points coming in. So there's a little bit more freedom for us. Whereas if we'd have got 4 points or 2 points, this would have been really sort of. We actually need 3 points. We're in a position whereby we could really sort of damage them and actually put ourselves up and give the squad this
massive
sort
of
lift, massive lift, momentum, everything. It'd be amazing.
Well, Chris makes a great point there, Mark. Is that although you don't want to be talking in downbeat terms, if you, let's say for instance we come out with a draw against United, at the start of the season you'd have taken 7 points from 9 all day long from the first 3 games, considering how we started last year as well. But all of a sudden you're not really even thinking that way. You're just thinking, okay, I think I'm going into that game thinking we've got as good a chance of any of winning that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I think I'll still be happy with the draw, and I would probably predict a draw. But I think the momentum that would come out of a win against Man United would be phenomenal. It'd be great for the early momentum of the season. And I don't fear them.
You don't
Moisey
fear them
on the way back and all that.
Well, this is the thing. Mark doesn't fear them, and I fear them. I think, in theory, my gut feeling is to fear them a lot less. But David Moyes, I actually do have this at the back of my mind, he's not beaten us at Anfield, and now he's gone away and found himself a team that's capable of
special powers.
Well, he's gone away and started managing a team that has Robin van Persie in it. You know what I mean? Which helps. So for me personally, I have that little bit of that edginess to it there that Moyes could finally break his Anfield up.
I think tonight's going to be a big factor. What happens tonight in the Chelsea-Man U game?
Of course, you'll be watching this on Thursday night, which of course, so let's pretend that game's happened, but we're just not going to talk about it.
Can't believe the result, by the way.
Oh, I know. What a fantastic win.
I never would have predicted it. Yeah. Never would have predicted it.
I mean, Moyes' touchline ban. I mean,
Why did he get his cock out? There's no need for it, you know what I mean?
This is it. I mean, people
think his face looks like gold.
To have I heart SAF on your cock is incredible as well, isn't it? But
in lipstick.
I think if Chelsea win, he's going to get some serious. The great thing with this being a Monday night game is there's a week when the papers have got fuck all to write about, so he is just going to get so much shit, and I think it raises the temperature for him then to have to come to Anfield and win.
But the thing is, let's just take the Monday game out of the equation, because as I say, we can't talk about. We don't want to put ourselves talking too much about. But we look like tits in 2 days' time. The fact of the matter is, regardless of how that result's gone, even if they win that game, I think the pressure is massively on David Moyes regardless. I think from his own fans, it'll be a lot easier because having a win against Chelsea would have made that happen. But just to come to Anfield with his own history there, I would suspect, and you were saying about it might be a draw.
But he's got this winning record, hasn't he, hanging over his head? He's got this thing that he has not won at the big clubs hanging over his head, and the longer that goes on, the more pressure there is for him to probably manage in a way that he's not used to managing. He's quite a safe, controlled manager, and the time's going to come where the longer that goes, the more he's got to do something a little bit differently to what he's normally done. Remember, Ferguson's been very defensive at Anfield for a number of years now. It's a long time since Ferguson came to Anfield, and you saw this kind of free-flowing, attacking Manchester United, quite often 4-3-3 and gnarly. And it's great, as you say, we are under absolutely no pressure. I think the thing for me is, although you'd be better off beating United losing to Swansea point-wise than 2 draws, 2 draws against them actually keeps our momentum going. Fantastic. And 2 points per game is what
we'd be like. If that was the case, 12 games unbeaten, that'd take us to going on from the previous season.
Where I worry about them, and this is why I think this is a big week for Liverpool, and I don't think necessarily we'll have much business done before then, is you saw United at Swansea. Between both penalty areas, they were pretty shit. But Ferdinand, Vidic and Jones were outstanding in one penalty area, and Van Persie and later on Welbeck were outstanding in the other. And that kind of, I just think we're the opposite. I think we're probably one of the best 2 or 3 teams in the Premier League between both penalty areas. Yeah. We just haven't got that ruthlessness in each. And Stoke, we should have had that game buried before anything else came from it. One ball into our box, we're nearly dropping points. Well, United had that for half an hour against Swansea with Boney and Michu up front, and they didn't get a chance. And it's that kind of, if you like, Houllier had Honcho and Ipia kicking everything in one area and Owen burying everything in the other. And we just, Sturridge is kind of doing it, but not in an Owen way. Owen did it in a reliable kind of, Sturridge scores such outstanding goals that you kind of, how he's going to score in fits and...
Well, Rodgers described him as being mistaken for, could be mistaken for a Brazilian, didn't he? No pressure. No pressure, like. Fair play. But no, what was great, I don't know if you saw it, I posted the link in the week. There was like an Arabic channel, obviously, at the Liverpool Villa game at the weekend, and I saw the Sturridge's goals and at the greatest commentary I'd ever heard, because you get some mad commentators on these channels, and I couldn't understand a word that was being said, apart from, it was like, Messi, Maradona, Diego, and I was like, you know, as he's just skinning the entire Villa defence, like, and it was, you know, phenomenal goal, and it's amazing to sort of, to have a player that does that, like, you know what I mean? You know, because we, as you say, Michael Owen by rote won it a lot of his goals, and you know what I mean? Although he scored some special goals. Yeah. Fernando Torres, to a certain extent, you know, had that, you know, pace in behind, open his body up, slot it. Like, the fact that we've got someone who's not Sturridge, who can sort of score goals out of nothing, I think that's brilliant, Chris.
It is, agreed, my friend.
100%. No, I think that's definitely a very good thing. What was interesting on the Sturridge thing, though, because I had this theory last year that he only performs against teams that he's got a history with. Yeah. And then they revealed, didn't they, that he's obviously from Birmingham, and he was at Villa as a very young boy or something like that. So I don't fucking believe it. Like, you know, it's like, the theory continues once again. He only pulls worldies out of the bag when he's got something to prove. Something to prove. Maybe I'm hoping that the United fans will give him loads of stick because he's an ex-City boy. Maybe that'll.
Yeah, I'll cheer him up.
That'll pump him up a little
bit.
But
Moyes doesn't know how to play against us. He never has, does he? So his common tactic is go out and kick them, boys. So it'll probably be interesting to see how he goes.
I would suspect that he will come and play for the draw, because it's more important that he comes away with something from the.
That's what I mean. You know, if they get a draw or a win tonight, then I think you'll see a Moyes defensive operation. If they nick it, they nick it. You know, which I think isn't that bad a thing for us. I think actually that's more dangerous for us. If he needs to come and win to release some pressure on him, I think that suits us greatly, because I think United are doing something unnaturally at Anfield, and the spaces they'd leave for Coutinho and Sturridge and players like that would be great. I think if Moyes comes from a draw, that'd be my worry, because we've already seen at Swansea that they can defend deep, soak up a lot of pressure and hit on the counter great. And Van Persie's just such an amazing player. We saw last season that, you know, to be fair, Colo crocking him and taking a 3-game ban in the first 5 minutes.
Go along with that one.
You're taking one for not just for the team.
Do you run champ man? Probably 92, 93 champ man. You could assign a hatchet man role. You know, if I was Brendan, I'd be hovering the mouse. You know, it might be save game in case we have to reload.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I was console on delete, come on. Yeah. I've lost the Champions League final again. I didn't do that.
Back up saves.
But I see a draw for that reason. I think that a draw suits them, and I think we'll be dominant in midfield, but they'll just shore it up at the back. So I do think it's.
Yeah, I mean, on that, Chris will be introducing the very first of our standalone best bet segments this week. So do check that out. We'll put a couple of basic odds up, like, but go and check that out if you want some inside the betting info. Like, basically, it's an excuse to see what Chris wants you to put your money on, and then when you put your money on other things, you can come back and laugh at him next week.
No, it's not. It's not about that as well. Do you know what it's about? It's about creating a hub for people who like betting on football, and anyone who's got their own ideas to come in, comment on the videos, give me your ideas as well, because I want to win money and my way's not working.
Yeah.
So before we were Morecambe and Wise, and you're like Chris Kamara and the mad guy off Ladbrokes.
Yeah.
Oh!
But the time of the first corner, I'm going 39 seconds.
Yeah, defo. I think. Defo. Check that out anyway. I'll be on the YouTube channel and on the website as well. We've also got music coming up shortly from the Secretaries as well. Our TV music going strong. But first, I want to talk a little bit how we think Liverpool are going to line up. I mean, is there a case to be made that we go with the same starting 11 that we've started with, or should we mix it up? What do you reckon, Sean?
It will be interesting. I mean, I thought at Villa he might have been tempted to go back to what he was doing in pre-season.
Alan.
Yeah, and I thought he might take Aspas out, put Alan in, and play Coutinho, and maybe to a certain extent Henderson on one flank. The fact that he didn't makes me just wonder whether he's thinking, playing well, going well, same again.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it'll be interesting to see what his what his attitude is with Coutinho as well. You know, because I'm looking forward to seeing him, especially at Anfield, him potentially play off Sturridge. I know there's a lot of talk of, well, play him on the left and he goes into those zones anyway. But if Sterling and Ibe probably aren't ready just yet. I think if you have Coutinho in the Aspas position and someone a bit better than what we've got on the left-hand side there,
yeah. I think it could be a game for
really
it could be a game for Sterling. You know, I think that I think it suggests we'll probably stick with the same team, because I can't. The problem is you start to then question, like, well, if you take Henderson out and put Allen in, what are you losing rather than what are you gaining?
I think what he might risk is, seeing how the Villa game's gone second half, he'll probably expect United to go in with a 3. Certainly that's the way that they've played recently, especially at Anfield, and at Swansea they lined up that way. You know, probably Giggs, cleverly Carrick. Whether he'll rely on Aspas to do a role, he's not going to want Gerrard and Lucas being 3v2 at Anfield against Manchester United. So I think, I suspect he will. I think he will go with Allen in there, or he'll move Henderson in. He might move Aspas to the wing. Aspas is capable. He did that a bit in pre-season. Didn't look great, by the way, but he might he might do that.
We're all forgetting that obviously we've played Notts County by this point. Barini scored that outstanding hat-trick.
We all want him
overhead kicks, and of course he's going to be a shoo-in for the game.
You can't drop him after that, though.
No, of course not. Like, no, I think that's it. I think the problem is, as you say, because obviously there's no Suarez, and I've mentioned on this week's show that I think we are short at least one more top quality attacking body, that you do sort of look at it and think, although we've got plenty of options, when you play Man United you want to get your best players out on the pitch, and I think we've pretty much sort of got that so far, you know what I mean? I think I don't think you're making our team obviously better by swapping anyone out there, unless if anyone's got a counterpoint to that.
Well, I wonder about Aspas, and I wonder whether he might. I mean, I call it 2.5 up front in terms of how we started the Villa game, and I wouldn't be surprised if he started with 2 up front and started the game more like we ended the game at Villa, just slightly more defensive, and slightly, you know, and really dominate the midfield. So I think he'll possibly drop Aspas for the United game.
For Alan,
Come in, Alan.
Yeah.
Okay. Any more points?
That's kind of how I think it'll line up as well, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if he did play Sissoko, though. I really wouldn't. Going back onto how poor we were on the left-hand side.
Play him in midfield again?
Play him in midfield again, yeah, because I think Man United have always been dangerous down that right-hand side. So maybe it's a game for Sissoko to start.
He's just doing devil's advocate team selection there. Like, yeah, why not? How do you think Liverpool are going to line up? Let us know. Can I be on this camera? Put me on this camera, Matt. Are we on? Look at that professionalism at its highest. That, like, the slick behind the scenes operation. What was I saying? Put your teams and Liverpool going to line up. Put it in the comments below as well. We're gonna ask the lads for the score predictions in a moment. But first, let's go with some RMTV music from the Secretaries.
This next song was written a few years ago. Walking back from the pub.
walking home alone again. I leave the warmth behind me, comfort and my friends around me. I'll try to make it back before the second half. Down the streets and down the roads, passing faces that I don't know. I've never been so alone. My mind was set on getting home. You'll never walk alone. Side of the motorway, snow is on its way, and I'm walking home alone again. I hear a siren behind me, a flash of blue surrounds me, and I'm late for the start of the second half. Down the streets and down the roads, passing faces that I don't know. I've never been so alone. My mind was set on getting home. You'll never walk alone. Sound of the motorway, snow is falling on me, and my front door is in my sights. I watch your car drive by me, and how warm it must be, and I'm walking home alone again. I'm walking home alone again. I'm walking home alone again. Down the streets and down the roads, passing faces that I don't know. I've never been so alone. My mind was set on getting home. You'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone.
Fantastic.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, score predictions then, please, gents. Sean, I'll start with you.
1-0 Liverpool.
Okay, Mark.
1-1.
1-1.
And
Chris?
Sturridge will score.
Sturridge will score. Okay, I like that.
The last 4 games against them have all been 2-1. One way or the other. So, 1-0 Liverpool.
I was tempted to go with 1-1. People will give me shit because I've got the last 2 score predictions right with 1-0.
So don't go 1-1 then.
No, but this is my problem. Is that I actually kind of want my gut is to go with 1-0 because I think it's going to.
I think the run's going to end soon. So predict the United win.
No, that's not going to.
Can't do that.
That's illegal.
So,
You're kind of helping us on the basis that
but
it's
we've
going to
never
win soon.
predicted the
Yeah,
loss
but it's
in
like
4 years of doing it.
Yeah, I know. But it's like people who bet on Man United to win to cover the losses. It's like, well, if they win, then at least I've got some money. But it's blood money.
Yeah.
I feel this. I'd have to
Yeah.
go home and shower several times if I was to predict the Man United win, which I'm not going to do, regardless of how likely or unlikely it is. So no, I think 1-0. I think it's going to be. I think we're going to do well, but I think this is the kind of game where our lack of game winners, match-changing players, you know what I mean, a lack of Suarez might see us come a little bit undone to a certain extent, but not hopefully enough to get beat. Yeah, so let us know your score predictions in the comments section underneath the video. Don't forget to watch the full subscriber shows. We've now got 3 full exclusive subscriber shows a week on the redmentv.com. We've just done the best part of an hour looking back on Aston Villa on Wednesday. That's Wednesday. That's on Thursday night. It's the Reds Roundup, looking at all the Liverpool news around the web, and then on Friday is the Friday football show as well. We're going to wrap up for there, but do tune in tomorrow where I'll be asking the lads, as always, to come back in the same clothes to do the Reds roundup show, and sit pretty much in exactly the same positions.
Like holding me gut like this.
Yeah,
okay, fair.
So yeah, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, comment underneath, subscribe if you haven't already, and then go and check out the subscriber shows, which are free for a month. So yeah, check them out. Anyway, thank you very much and good night. Ta-ra.